Solving quadratic equations by factoring, Part 1. Solve the equation by factoring. X squared equals 3x plus 40. To solve this equation, we need to write it in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. This means that we need to subtract the 3x and the 40 from both sides of the equation. So I have x squared equals 3x plus 40. And I can subtract both of these terms to move them to the left side of my equal sign. On the right side, they cancel out and leave me with a 0. And on the left side, I have x squared minus 3x minus 40. Now that my quadratic equation is in ax squared plus bx plus c form, I can start factoring it into two sets of parentheses. The first thing we want to do is look at the x squared term. Since there's not a coefficient in front of the x squared term, I can automatically place two x's in my first position of each parenthesis. That's because x times x equals x squared. Next, we need to look at the constant term, which is a 40. And we'll list the factors of 40. We have 1 times 40, 2 times 20, 4 times 10, and 5 times 8. Next, you look at your middle term, which is a negative 3x. I want to combine my factors of 40 in some way to get me that negative 3 in the middle term. So I'm going to look at all of these pairs and select the pair that I can manipulate to give me that negative 3. So I'll select the 5 and the 8 because a negative 8 plus 5 will give me that negative 3. This tells me that I'm going to place a minus 8 in one parenthesis and a plus 5 in the other parenthesis. So my factors are x minus 8 times x plus 5. And we should check this by using the FOIL method. So we'll multiply our first terms together. X times x gives me x squared. Then my outer terms, x times 5 gives me 5x. My inner terms, negative 8 times x is negative 8x. And then my last terms, a negative 8 times a positive 5 will give me a negative 40. When I combine the middle terms, I get x squared minus 3x minus 40, which is the original equation that I factored. So I know that these factors, x minus 8 times x plus 5, are correct. Lastly, we can take each factor and set it equal to 0. So x minus 8 equals 0, and x plus 5 equals 0. Now we're going to solve for x in each equation. Here I'll add 8 to both sides, and I get x equals 8. Next, we'll subtract 5 from both sides, and we get x equals negative 5. So my solutions are x equals 8 and x equals negative 5.